In today's show, leading to the future, where the club pins its hopes, and a youngster's take on his AFL baptism.
It's a great honour actually to run out with all the boys that you watch on TV and even come up against some of the players that you watch as a young kid.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Bickley and welcome to The Crows Show, brought to you by the new Pork Belly Deluxe Burger, only at Hungry Jack's. Also joining us, Belinda Sloan, who catches up with a man who serves up life lessons outside of football.
Chris Jama is a big name in Adelaide hospitality and a long-standing friend of the Crows, offering players the opportunity to do work experience in his restaurant. But Bix, there's another side to his legacy and we'll get a taste of that shortly.
Thanks Belinda. As the Crows look to the future, the club is promoting generational change in its leadership group. Ben Keys and Reilly O'Brien have this year taken on senior roles within the team, joining Tom Doedee and the experienced Roy Sloan and Brodie Smith. So, how are they managing the extra responsibility and what legacy does the skipper want to leave?
So we have 5 of us in the leadership group. We've got a couple of new additions in Big Berta.
It's obviously a huge privilege to be in the leadership group with this great footy club. So yeah, I was a little bit taken aback, but yeah, I was really honoured and really excited to be a part of it and help drive this group forward.
He's been one of the hardest workers, most diligent footballers I think I've ever come across. The standard he's set amongst our playing group is incredible, both on field, off field.
Just the 4 goals in his career. Nice close range, he puts it through.
His ability to connect people and bring people together is outstanding.
Oh, look at this, the inverse. The reverse swinger from Ben Keys.
Keysy and Berto are quite similar. Keysy's the hardest worker I think I have come across. He pushes to the extreme limit and then he demands that of everyone else, and that's a bit we love about Keysy. He just demands it of people and he just wants team success. The big thing for us, lads, is that's just a title, because I honestly think that if we just rely on five leaders this year, for us to get it done, we won't get any better. We need the whole group leading.
Rory's an amazing leader. His care he shows for people, and then his ability to set standards and really look after the group has been amazing. So having him there and giving me feedback and giving me advice as part of that group has been awesome. Just
do it for other people. Put others before yourself. As I said, enjoy the ride, enjoy it with your fans too.
Fought the fight tonight, Rory Sloan.
I think it's more so driving this group to where we want to go. We want to start winning games and ultimately win a flag, so I want to be part of a leadership group that really drives the playing group to do that and drives the club forward in a really positive direction.
The club's future is certainly in good hands, and one young man is staking a strong claim to be part of that journey. Jake Soligo made his AFL debut in the opening game against Freo after the Crows took him as their second pick in last year's draft. The coaches were enormously impressed with his pre-season effort, not putting a foot wrong.
Definitely a crazy experience, especially first round of the AFL. It's a great honour actually to run out with all the boys that you watch on TV and even come up against some of the players that you watch as a young kid. So no, I was really honoured, and yeah, I really enjoyed the experience, especially in front of the fans as well. It's just unreal.
Little toe poke, good hands by Crouch, got it off to Soligo.
Hamza to half forward, big fist to Clark, little tap down to Soligo was good.
So I had pretty much all my family, like my immediate family, my brothers, sisters, all my grandparents, a few uncles, and then had 2 of my mates come up, which was really nice of them. And yeah, it was a great experience. They loved it and the club looked after them so well, so they were really happy with it. All the boys are super welcoming. Obviously living with Berto, he's been a great role model and he's been really good to follow on as he's like a leader at the club now and he's so professional. And then you got like the likes of Sloaney and Laddie and Keys and all those boys that just like know how to make you feel welcomed and they just help you out wherever you need. Just go into every week of training and improve on my game and make other boys better as well. And yeah, hopefully play as many games as possible.
Stay with us. After the break, Belinda shows us what's cooking in a Crow's kitchen.
players spend roughly 32 hours a week training at the club, and as part of their wellbeing education, some of the younger boys are donning the apron and learning a very important life skill. Well-known Adelaide chef and long-time Crows supporter Chris Jarma is teaching the boys to cook. So Chris, we're in your beautiful home and you've been kind enough to welcome some of the younger boys. What have you got planned for them?
Well, tonight I'm going to show them how to make a simple sashimi dish, new style sashimi, and a mushroom and porcini risotto.
Oh,
and finish that off with teaching them how to cook some nice cuts of meat.
my goodness, they're going to have their own restaurants after this.
Oh, who knows?
What do you hope the players will get out of this lesson?
Hopefully they'll pick up a few chef tips and some basic knife skills and learn about some ingredients that they haven't seen before.
And come out of it with all of their fingers intact?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. You're a very busy man running your own restaurant. What has inspired you to take time out of your schedule?
Well, I'm a great supporter of the club and I really want to see these boys learn how to cook some new dishes and it really makes me feel good, and I definitely can't show them how to kick a football.
Look, to me, food is just as important as footy.
That's right. Eat well, play well, I see it.
Exactly right.
Bring the knife down. So when you cut sashimi, just bring the knife down.
So for those at home, what would you say is the most important thing to learn when it comes to cooking?
Look, don't be afraid to try new things. Definitely, purchase nice, fresh ingredients, and that's a good way to start. And yeah, just experiment, and if you fail, just try again.
Nick, take us through what you've got here.
Yeah, we have some nice kingfish here, a bit of tuna and some salmon also.
Yum, and then this little one here, it looks piping hot.
Yeah, just a nice risotto dish.
Delicious. It smells so good. How do you think it's going to taste?
Hopefully pretty good. We've got the expert in, so it should be pretty good, I reckon.
Anything of Chris Jarma's is pretty delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very delicious.
Nick, what have you learnt tonight with Chris?
I've learnt that you have to be very good with your hands to be a chef. I didn't realise how many different ways you could cook types of meat and stuff like that, so it's definitely been a very big learning curve.
Out of the boys that were here tonight, who do you think fancies himself a bit of a chef?
Luke Pedler reckons he's pretty good. I think him and Sam Berry just moved out early this year, so he's been talking himself up.
Maybe they'll have to have you over and put their skills from tonight to the test.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for an invite. I think they've been there for 4 months, so
Come on, time's ticking, boys. Someone once said that cooking is both mental and physical therapy. So that's even more reason for these guys to give it a go.
Thanks, Belinda. Later in the show, what to eat and when, the players' food rules. Now, when Andrew McPherson was drafted in 2017, he had vivid memories of one of the club's best ever finals wins. In this Hungry Jack's Whopper Moment, Andrew relives the game with Tom Doedee.
We're here to discuss Andrew Moose McPherson's Whopper Moment. I'm very excited about this one. He's a cult figure at the club, and I reckon he's got a good answer for us. So, all you, mate, take it away. Talk us through your Crows Whopper Moment.
Thanks for having me, Tom. One thing that really sticks in my mind, I think, is the 2017 prelim final against Geelong. That was the year before I got to the club. Something that very much excited me about coming here in 2018.
It was a wonderful game. I didn't play. I was sitting in the crowd, but probably the most electric I've heard Adelaide Oval. You were, correct me if I'm wrong, a Port fan?
Correct.
So how, you talk about it was electric and you got excited to come to the club, but how was it on that actual day? Were you cheering for us to lose and then you get drafted not long after it, or was it mixed feelings?
Yeah, mixed feelings. I was always patriotic towards the South Australian team, so I didn't mind seeing the Crows go well, but you see things like Sloaney's big hit on danger and getting up and electrifying the crowd.
Oh, that is just good hard attack on the footy.
Things like that played on my mind draft night, and I just thought it's going to be pretty special if I get to experience something like that.
I love to hear that, and obviously that's something that we're going to aspire to, and hopefully we get there that day. On draft day, was it immediately ditch the Port colours and now you're all about the Crows, and that 2017 game had a bit to do with it?
Yeah, instantly. Port were out the window and it was all gold, blue and red.
And the fam, the same?
Much the same, yeah. Mum was already a Crows fan, so she was pretty stoked, and Dad ditched the Port colours pretty quickly.
I think if you interview probably 90% 90% of Crows fans would suggest that moment, that 2017, especially Sloane's hit on danger. So I'm glad you brought it up. We'll probably have another couple of people bring it up, but you were first, so good job, Andrew.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for joining us, mate.
My pleasure.
Too good.
Adelaide are in the grand final.
Every time you attend an Adelaide Crows home game, you could score a free Whopper from Hungry Jack's. Simply download the Hungry Jack's app for your chance to win.
Still to come, a young Crow winds back the clock to his early years. Welcome back. Players' diets are crucially important to their fitness and performance. In this segment, brought to you by Dr. Jones and Partners, we get a clearer picture of how nothing is left to chance in balancing calories, carbs and kilojoules.
Our younger athletes are coming in and their main focus is to put on some nice lean tissue. So for them it's a really high energy, high carb, high protein diet really frequently, so every day is pretty much the same to help them gain some size. Whereas our older athletes, their main focus in season is trying to get up and play again for the next game. So recovery is a huge aspect of that. And then what we do is something called periodized nutrition, where they actually try and match their energy intake to their energy expenditure on the different training load days. So a main training load would be a very high training load day with lots of fuel expended, so they need to eat a fair bit more carbohydrate to meet those needs.
O'Brien put on a platter for Sloane, who knew what to do next.
If you look at our ruckman, Reilly O'Brien, he can eat all day long. He's an amazing eater, and he needs to because he's a big, tall unit. Whereas someone that's a little bit smaller, let's say one of our quicker runners, someone like Lachie Scholl, he still needs to eat a lot to keep his lean tissue mass up. However, it's more so catering to the needs and his body weight, shape and size. So we did a study with our players. So we looked at a pre-season energy expenditure and an in-season energy expenditure, and it's anywhere from about 16,000 to 24,000 kilojoules that our athletes were expending on a main training day or game day, whereas a general population person probably only needs around 8,400 kilojoules in a day. So you can see on those higher training load days how much more they need to eat compared to the general person.
One player who certainly loved his food was Big Sam Jacobs, and this year he's taking his role with the club to another level, hosting the Crows' own radio show. So tune in to Sauce and Tomo every Sunday morning at 9 on Triple M.
This year, the Adelaide Crows are asking you to silence the siren. Head to ticketek.com.au to secure your seats and cheer the team as loud as you can.
Now, we can never forget the importance of grassroots footy clubs. From small country towns to the heart of suburbia, they give youngsters their first taste of the game. Lachie Scholl, for example, is a product of one of Melbourne's biggest metropolitan clubs, boasting more than 700 players. With the help of Toyota, he recalls those early years.
Doesn't sit here for Scholl. He's in the pocket. He dribbles it through.
My grassroots club is St Bernard's, back home in Essendon, Victoria, and was there my whole junior career and loved every minute of it. So I fell in love with it really quickly. It was by chance that I got involved at the club with my older cousin's team. I filled in for his team and eventually just stayed there for a season and continued on. But my love was probably formed a bit earlier than that in Auskick and rocking up on the weekends and just having a kick, and was lucky enough to be there with a couple of my primary school mates as well. Fundraisers at any local club, let alone my own, is obviously really important. Able to help the club fund things such as uniforms and equipment to use during the week at training and even on game day as well. And I'm obviously really proud to be a Toyota ambassador this year, alongside Nettie of course, and the Toyota Good for Footy raffle is certainly a really good way to help clubs flourish.
Another Lachie also hails from the St Bernard's club, Lachie Gallant. So let's remember, the Toyota Good for Footy raffle donates all of its proceeds to local clubs. And there are big prizes to win, including 3 brand new Toyotas. To register, visit toyota.com.au and cash up your club. The Sandful is, of course, an important pathway to the AFL. And after the break, we'll meet one of its most successful coaches. As a player and as a coach, Jade Sheedy knows what it takes to succeed. He's a Magarey medalist and a premiership player with Sturt, a Victoria State coach, and he's led Woodville West Torrens to the past 2 Sandful premierships. With the help of Bendigo Bank, Jade talks about his achievements and a possible three-peat.
I've played for a long time and always wanted to do other things with my life, and I run a business, and I think that once I was done footy, my mind was made up that I'd spend time watching my kids play and doing other things. I know once you're out of it for a little while and you're not involved at a higher level like the SANFL, and once I had a few interviews with a few clubs, I guess it gets you excited again, and yeah, fell in love with coaching and coaching young kids and trying to make them better and have a real passion for it.
Woodville West Torrens Eagles.
I think any time you're in a premiership, no matter what grade it is, it's a great feeling. It's probably the only time in footy that I guess you feel quite relieved and composed and fulfilled, I guess. I think on other times it's always week-to-week job and stresses whether you win or lose. You move on pretty quickly, and when if you're lucky enough to win that final game, it's a pretty satisfying feeling. There's never any fanfare, and I think that comes from our president, Christine Williams, our CEO, Luke Powell, our footy director, David Cuzner, all the staff we have in our office. They're just good, grounded people that want to make the footy club better. And I guess the philosophy in my coaching as well is about what you can do for the club, not what the club can do for you. And I think that really, the boys really take that on board, and they call it their family, and they want to, they spend a lot of time here as a player, and you've got to get to know people and just embrace everyone inside the footy club. It's about just being a good person to everyone. I think if you get that right, you have a pretty strong culture, and a culture where people want to play for each other. I think what you want to do every year when you coach and when as a club is you want to try and aim for the ultimate success, which is a premiership. And if we do it this year, it means that we go 3 in a row. So the focus isn't exactly on 3 in a row. It's trying to be better than we were last year. And if we win a premiership, well, then it all coincides and we end up winning 3 in a row. But we've got a lot of work to do, and our focus really for now is just getting better than last year, or being better than last year.
Jade is certainly compiling an impressive coaching CV. Okay, time for our Crow in the Crowd. Each week we're looking for a keen-eyed fan who's attended one of our games and posted a photo on social media with the hashtag WeFlyers1. This week's winner is you. Please email faceinthecrowd@afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize of a double pass to Toyota's Hilux Hill at Adelaide Oval. Now, thanks to Flight Centre, Matthew Nix joins us each week to answer a fan's question, and they're coming in from all over the world. This week, Simon Merton wants to know where the coach expects Harry Schomburg to play most games.
Simon, thanks for your question. Pretty obvious you're playing Supercoach, looking for Harry Schomburg numbers. Look, we believe Harry's, a really important part of our midfield group, so we'll play him both through the midfield and at times he'll push forward. He does have a knack of finding the goals, so it's something that, we're looking as a team. We do want to keep piling on the score, and Harry's very good in that area. But at this point, he's done most of his work this season throughout that midfield, and he'll be looking to play alongside Sloaney and Lairdy, maybe Matty Crouch throughout the season.
Well, that just about wraps up today's show. Remember to keep a keen eye on @TheCrows Show on Twitter for all the latest news, and check out the club's social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for your company, and together with Belinda Sloan, I look forward to joining you again next Sunday at 3 o'clock on 7. Bye for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by the new Pork Belly Deluxe Burger, only at Hungry Jack's.